really lies ahead for West Asia? For now, let's take a look at what's happening right now as we speak. The region remains on the boil, while Israeli strikes on Lebanon continue. Will the end of the US election mark the beginning of Iran's retaliation? Would that lead to an escalation in tensions to a point of no return? You see, there has been growing fear that Iran's retaliation could come after the US presidential election. And now reports have emerged that a US squadron of F-15E fighter jets is heading to Jordan. What's going on? According to Israeli newspaper Haaretz, flight tracker data shows that 12 F-15s are heading to Jordan to join the fleet, which is already deployed in Jordan. What has the American military said? Well, there has been no formal announcement from them about this. In the latest, Israeli strikes on Lebanon killed 40 people around the eastern city of Baalbek in the Bekaa Valley on Wednesday. This is as per the country's health ministry. At dusk, more strikes hit Beirut's southern suburbs. According to the health ministry, Israeli strikes on Baalbek and the Bekaa Valley killed 40 people and injured 53. The Israeli military did not comment. Israel and Hezbollah have exchanged fire for over a year. In parallel with the Gaza war, like we've been telling you, things have gone from bad to worse. In fact, the fighting escalated since late September, with Israeli troops intensifying bombing of Lebanon's south and east and making ground incursions into border villages. In fact, Israel has repeatedly battered strongholds of the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah in the southern suburbs of the capital Beirut. On Wednesday, the Israeli military ordered residents in the southern suburbs to evacuate several locations. 2 waves of bombing followed, one late Wednesday and another early Thursday. In fact, according to Lebanon's health ministry, Lebanese rescuers went through a destroyed apartment building in the town of Barja, south of Beirut, for bodies or survivors after an Israeli strike on Tuesday evening killed 20 people there. Hezbollah said on Wednesday, meanwhile, that it had fired missiles at an Israeli military base near the airport. Israeli media reported a rocket had landed near the airport. Later, the Israeli military said dozens of projectiles had crossed into Israel from Lebanon, some of which were intercepted. Remember, more than 3,000 people have been killed in Israeli strikes on Lebanon over the last year, the vast majority in the past 6 weeks. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday appointed Israel Katz as the defense minister. We told you about this. He vowed to defeat Hezbollah so people displaced from northern Israel could return home. But what really lies ahead? Where are things headed? Is there going to be any let-up in the escalating tensions in the region? Let's tell you what the Hezbollah Secretary General, Naim Qassem, said on Wednesday. He said he did not believe that political action would bring an end to the hostilities. In fact, he said there could be a road to indirect negotiations if Israel stopped its attacks. But again, will that happen? Remember, US diplomatic efforts so far to halt fighting between Israel and Hezbollah, which included a 60-day ceasefire proposal, faltered last week. This was ahead of the US election on Tuesday. In Gaza, the situation is increasingly precarious. In the latest, local medics say at least 12 were killed, many others injured, in an attack on a school in the Shati refugee camp in Gaza City. With Trump set to return to the White House, what would that mean for West Asia? Will things change dramatically, if at all? Remember, Trump has vowed to stop the wars, but can he? What he does will have a direct bearing on the region that remains one step away from a catastrophic escalation. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.